The landfill reeked of rot and regret, a sprawling graveyard of discarded lives. I stood at its edge, my boots sinking into the muck, searching for anything salvageable to pawn for rent. Then I saw Ida's cracked cell phone, glinting like a beacon in the filth. I wasn't a scavenger by choice. At 35, I'd lost my job as a librarian when the city slashed funding, and my savings had dwindled faster than my hope. The landfill was a last resort, a place where I could scrape together enough to keep the lights on for my daughter, Lily, who deserved better than a mother digging through trash. I wiped the grime off the phone's screen, expecting it to be dead. It wasn't. The battery was at 3%, but it powered on, revealing a single video file titled Truth. Curiosity is a dangerous thing. I pressed play, and the world tilted. The footage was shaky, filmed at night in what looked like an alley. A man's voice, low and panicked, muttered, "They'll kill me if this gets out." The camera panned to a figure in a hooded jacket handing over a thick envelope to another man, whose face was obscured by shadow. The exchange was quick, but the audio caught a name: Councilman Hargrove. My stomach churned. Hargrove was our city's golden boy, the one promising to clean up the streets, build shelters, and save us all. I stopped the video, heart pounding. This wasn't just a phone. It was a grenade. I slipped it into my pocket, glancing around the landfill. No one was watching, but I felt eyes everywhere. I trudged home, the weight of that phone heavier than the bags of scrap I carried. At our cramped apartment, Lily was sprawled on the couch, her 11-year-old frame buried in a book. "Find anything good, Mom?" she asked, not looking up. "Just junk," I lied, locking the door behind me. I couldn't tell her about the phone, not yet. That night, I watched the video again. The man in the hood reappeared, his voice clearer now. "Hargrove's been skimming funds. The shelter project. A front. It's all going to them." The camera zoomed in on a logo on the envelope, a stylized red hawk. I knew that logo. It belonged to Red Hawk Enterprises, a construction company tied to half the city's projects. Sleep didn't come. My mind raced with questions. Who recorded this? Why was the phone in the landfill? And what did "they'll kill me" mean? By morning, I decided to dig deeper. Not because I was brave, but because I was desperate. If this video was real, it could expose Hargrove, maybe even get me a reward enough to give Lily a better life. I started with the library's public computers, searching for Red Hawk Enterprises. The results were polished PR, community grants, shiny new buildings, Hargrove shaking hands with their CEO, Marcus Tate. But buried in a local blog, I found a post from a whistleblower claiming Red Hawk was a front for money laundering. The post was deleted while I read it, the screen flashing 404 not found. My pulse spiked. Someone was covering tracks. I needed help, but trust was a luxury I couldn't afford. My only ally was Sam, a former co-worker who transitioned from librarian to freelance journalist after the layoffs. He was 40, scruffy, and relentless, with a knack for sniffing out corruption. I met him at a diner, the phone burning a hole in my pocket. "Ellen, you look like you've seen a ghost," Sam said, sipping coffee. I slid the phone across the table. "Watch this." His eyes widened as the video played. "Holy hell," he whispered. "This is dynamite. But it's dangerous. Ellen, Hargrove's got connections, cops, judges, maybe worse." "I know," I said, voice trembling. "But Lily deserves a future. If this can take down Hargrove, maybe we can get out of this hole." Sam leaned back, rubbing his jaw. "We need more. This video's a start, but it's not enough. We need names, dates, proof." "Then help me," I pleaded. "You're the only one I trust." He nodded, but his eyes held a warning. This could ruin us, too. That night, I hid the phone under a floorboard in my apartment. Lily was asleep, her soft breaths a reminder of why I couldn't back down. The video was a key. But to what? I didn't know yet. But I felt the dark truth it promised pulling me in. Like a tide I couldn't escape. Sam and I met daily, piecing together fragments of the puzzle. He dug into Red Hawk's public records, finding contracts for the shelter project, millions in city funds, with no progress to show. It's a ghost operation, he said. The site's just a fenced-off lot. I kept the phone hidden, checking it obsessively to ensure the video was still there. Every creak in the apartment made me jump. Lily noticed. "Mom, you're acting weird," she said one evening, her brown eyes searching mine. "Just tired, sweetheart," I said, forcing a smile. I hated lying to her, but the truth was too heavy for a child. The video haunted me. Hargrove's name, the hooded man's fear, the Red Hawk logo. It felt like a warning, but also a chance. Sam suggested we track the hooded man. "He's the key," he said. "If we find him, we get the full story." We started with the alley from the video, a grimy stretch behind a downtown bar. The footage showed a dumpster with a faded Lucky's Tavern sticker. We went there at night, the air thick with cigarette smoke and desperation. The bartender, a grizzled man named Joe, recognized the hoodie description. "Sounds like Tommy Vance," he said. "Used to come here. Always twitchy. Haven't seen him in weeks." Joe's eyes darted, like he'd said too much. Sam slipped him a 20, and Joe added, "Check the old warehouse on 5th. Tommy crashed there sometimes." The warehouse was a rotting husk, its windows boarded up. Inside, it smelled of mildew and fear. We found signs of life: empty food cans, a sleeping bag, but no Tommy. Then I saw it, a Red Hawk logo spray painted on a wall. My blood ran cold. "Sam, this is it," I whispered. He nodded, scanning the shadows. "We're close. Too close." As we left, a car idled across the street, its headlights off. I couldn't see the driver, but I felt their gaze. Sam grabbed my arm. "Let's go. Now." Back at the diner, Sam laid out a plan. "We need Tommy's real name, his connections. I've got a contact in the police records office. She owes me a favor." His contact came through 2 days later: Thomas Vance, 38, ex-con with ties to Red Hawk as a low-level courier. Last known address was a halfway house that burned down a month ago. No record of him since. "He's either hiding or dead," Sam said grimly. "That video got him in trouble." "Then we find out who he was running from," I said. The fear was real now, but so was my resolve. Lily's face flashed in my mind, her laugh, her trust. I couldn't let this go. Sam hacked into an old email account Tommy used, finding messages to an anonymous address. I have the proof. Hargrove's dirty. Meet me at the landfill. The date matched the night I found the phone. My stomach twisted. Tommy had been there, maybe steps away from me, leaving his evidence behind. We decided to tail Hargrove. He was speaking at a charity gala, all smiles and promises. I watched from across the street, blending into the crowd. His wife, Claire, was at his side, elegant but strained. Something in her eyes, fear, maybe mirrored mine. I wondered what she knew. As Hargrove left the gala, a black SUV pulled up. The driver had a Red Hawk pin on his lapel. Sam snapped photos, his camera hidden. "That's Tate," he whispered. "Red Hawk CEO." The pieces were connecting, but the picture was still blurry. That night, I dreamed of the landfill, Tommy's voice echoing, "They'll kill me." I woke sweating, the phone's weight under the floorboard a constant reminder. I was in too deep, but there was no turning back. The truth was out there, and I was going to find it for Lily, for Tommy, for everyone Hargrove had betrayed. The gala had shaken me. Claire Hargrove's haunted look stayed with me, a silent plea I couldn't ignore. I told Sam I wanted to talk to her. "Bad idea," he warned. "She's loyal to him. Or scared." But I saw a crack in her armor, a chance to learn more. I found Claire's routine online yoga classes, charity boards, public appearances. She was at a community center the next day, serving meals to the homeless. I went, posing as a volunteer. Up close, Claire was fragile, her smile a mask. I handed her a tray, our eyes meeting. I know about the video, I whispered. Her face froze. Who are you? She hissed, glancing around. Someone who wants the truth. I said, meet me at the park. Noon tomorrow. Alone. She didn't agree, but she didn't say no. The next day, she showed up, her hands wringing a scarf. What do you want? She asked, voice barely audible. I found a phone. It has proof your husband's dirty. Red Hawk. The shelter funds Tommy Vance recorded it. Claire's eyes widened. Tommy's dead, she whispered. They said it was an accident, but I know better. Her voice broke. I've suspected for years, but I'm trapped. If I talk, he'll destroy me. Who's he? I pressed. Hargrove. Tate. They're untouchable. She looked away, tears brimming. I have a daughter, too. I can't risk her. My heart ached. I have a daughter, Lily. I'm doing this for her. Help me, Claire. We can stop them. She hesitated, then nodded. I'll get you documents. Bank records. But you can't tell anyone I helped. She slipped me a USB drive the next day, her hands shaking. This is all I could get. At home, I plugged in the drive. It held ledgers transfers from the shelter fund to offshore accounts, signed by Hargrove and Tate. My hands trembled. This was it, proof. But it came with a cost. Claire was risking everything, just like me. Sam was ecstatic. This is gold. Ellen, we can take this to the press. But I wasn't so sure. Hargrove's reach was long, and the car outside the warehouse hadn't been a coincidence. We were being watched. I started noticing things. A man lingering outside my apartment. A van parked too long across the street. I kept Lily close, telling her we were playing a game to stay safe. Like spies? She asked, grinning. I nodded, my throat tight. She didn't know the stakes. Sam and I met at a new Spoda crowded mall food court. He'd found Tommy's sister, Rachel, who worked at a shelter. She agreed to talk. Rachel was wiry, her eyes hollow. Tommy was scared, she said. He said he'd seen too much. Hargrove paid him to deliver packages, but he started asking questions. Then he vanished. Did he tell you about a video? I asked. She nodded. He said it was his insurance. He was going to the landfill to hide it. I told him to go to the cops, but he didn't trust them. That night, I copied the video and USB drive, hiding backups in a safe deposit box. If anything happened to me, Sam would know where to look. The fear was constant now, but so was my anger. Hargrove and Tate had stolen from the city, from people like Lily and me. They'd killed Tommy. I wasn't going to let them win. Claire called me, her voice frantic. They know someone's digging. Be careful. The line went dead. I stared at the phone, my pulse racing. The dark truth was closing in, and I was running out of time. The call from Claire changed everything. I stopped sleeping, checking the locks obsessively. Lily sensed my fear, clinging to me more than usual. Are we okay, Mom? She asked, her voice small. We will be, I promised. But doubt gnawed at me. The evidence was mounting, but so was the danger. Sam and I decided to go public, but carefully. He had a contact at a national news outlet, someone who'd broken corruption stories before. We need to move fast, Sam said. They're closing in. We met the journalist, Maria, in a hotel conference room. She was sharp, skeptical, but her eyes lit up when she saw the video and Claire's ledgers. This is huge, she said. But we need corroboration. Can you get Tommy's sister to go on record? I reached out to Rachel, who was terrified but agreed. For Tommy, she said. We recorded her statement, her voice trembling as she recounted his fear, his disappearance. Maria took it all, promising to protect our identities. This airs in a week, she said. Stay low until then. Staying low was impossible. The next day, my apartment was broken into. Nothing was stolen, but the floorboard where I'd hidden the phone was pried open. They hadn't found it. I'd moved it to the safe deposit box, but the message was clear. They knew. I sent Lily to stay with my sister in another city. She cried, not wanting to leave, but I couldn't risk her safety. I'll come get you soon, I said, hugging her tight. Dropping her off felt like tearing out my heart, but it gave me space to fight. Sam and I tailed Tate next, hoping to catch him in the act. We followed him to a construction site, another Red Hawk project. Through binoculars, we saw him hand an envelope to a man in a police uniform. Sam's camera clicked, capturing it. Got him, he whispered. But we weren't as careful as we thought. As we drove away, a truck rammed us from behind. My head slammed against the window, and Sam swerved, cursing. The truck sped off, but the warning was unmistakable. They're not playing, Ellen, Sam said, his knuckles white on the wheel. We hit at a motel, going over the evidence. The video, Claire's ledgers, Rachel's statement, Sam's photos. It was enough to bury Hargrove and Tate. But I couldn't shake the feeling that we were missing something. Who was they? The hooded man's words echoed. They'll kill me. Claire reached out again, this time with a burner phone. There's a meeting, she whispered. Tomorrow night, at the Red Hawk office. Hargrove, Tate, and others. I don't know who, but it's big. She sounded broken. I'm done, Ellen. I'm leaving him after this. I told Sam. He wanted to crash the meeting. Get proof. I was torn. Fear screamed to run, but anger pushed me forward. We planned to sneak in, record what we could. The risk was insane, but so was the stakes. If we didn't act, Hargrove would keep winning, and Tommy's death would mean nothing. The night of the meeting, we parked a block away from Red Hawk's office. My heart pounded as we slipped through a side door Sam had scouted. The building was dark, but voices carried from a conference room. We hid in a storage closet, Sam's recorder running. Hargrove's voice was clear, the stories contained. The woman and the journalist theory handled. My blood froze. They were talking about us. The closet was suffocating, the air thick with dust and dread. Hargrove's words looped in my mind. They're handled. Sam gripped my arm, his eyes wide. We were trapped, recording our own doom. The meeting droned on. Tate mentioned cleaning up loose ends. And another voice, unfamiliar, said, the landfill was a mistake. Vance should have been incinerated. I stifled a gasp. They'd killed Tommy, dumped his phone, and now we were next. Sam's recorder whirred softly, capturing every word. I wanted to run, but my legs felt like lead. We stayed until the voices faded. The meeting over, we slipped out, hearts pounding, and drove to the motel in silence. Maria called the next morning. The story's ready, she said. It airs tomorrow night. Stay hidden until then. But hiding felt futile. They knew about us, Hargrove, Tate, and whoever else was in that room. I checked the safe deposit box. The phone and USB were still there. I made more copies, mailing one to Maria, another to a lawyer friend. If I went down, the truth wouldn't. Sam was unraveling. We should leave town, he said, pacing. This is bigger than we thought. No, I said. If we run, they win. Lily deserves better. My voice cracked, but my resolve held. Sam nodded, reluctant but loyal. We watched the news the next night from the motel, the screen flickering in the dark. Maria's report was brutal, the video, Claire's ledgers, Rachel's testimony, Sam's photos. Hargrove's face was plastered across the screen, his lies exposed. Red Hawk's contracts were frozen. and the FBI was investigating. Social media exploded. Hargrove scandal trended, with posts demanding justice for Tommy. But victory felt hollow. That night, someone tried to break into the motel. Sam scared them off with a baseball bat, but we knew they'd be back. "We need to end this," I said. "Find the others in that meeting." Claire was gone, her house empty, her phone disconnected. I prayed she'd escaped with her daughter. Rachel called, terrified. "They came to my place," she said. "I'm leaving tonight." I told her to stay safe, but safety felt like a myth. Sam dug into the unfamiliar voice from the meeting, cross-referencing it with Red Hawks board members. He found a match: Victor Klein, a private security contractor with a rap sheet scrubbed clean. "He's their enforcer," Sam said. "Probably the one who took out Tommy." We tracked Klein to a bar outside town. I went alone, posing as a client. He was grizzled, his eyes cold. "You're the Landfill woman," he said, smirking. "You're in over your head." "I have proof," I bluffed. "It's already with the feds. Hurt me, and it all comes out." His smirk faded. "You're playing a dangerous game." He left, but I knew he'd report back. I'd bought time, not safety. Back at the motel, Sam was furious. "You could have been killed," he yelled. But I saw it in his eyes. She was scared for me. We were all each other had now. The truth was out, but the fight wasn't over. Hargrove and Tate were cornered, and cornered animals were deadly. The story broke, but the danger didn't. Hargrove and Tate were arrested, their faces grim on the news. Klein, though, was a ghost. No charges, no trace. I knew he was out there, waiting. Sam and I moved to a new hiding spot, a friend's cabin in the woods. It felt like exile, but Lily was safe with my sister, and that was enough. Maria's follow-up report named Klein, linking him to Tommy's death. Public outrage grew, but so did the threats. My email was hacked. My phone flooded with anonymous texts: "Stop digging or you're next." I ignored them, but fear was a constant shadow. Sam found a lead on Klein's operations: a storage unit rented under a shell company. We broke in at midnight, hearts pounding. Inside were files, names, dates, payoffs. One document listed disposals. Tommy's name was there, dated the night I found the phone. My hands shook as I photographed everything. "We've got him," Sam said, but his voice lacked conviction. Klein was a professional. We were amateurs. As we left, headlights flashed. A car sped toward us. Sam pushed me behind a dumpster, and we waited, breathless, as it passed. "That was too close," he whispered. Back at the cabin, we sent the files to Maria and the FBI. The news cycle churned. Klein's face appeared, labeled a person of interest. Protests erupted outside City Hall, demanding justice. I watched from afar, torn between hope and dread. Had we done enough? Then Claire resurfaced. She called from a blocked number. "I'm safe," she said. I took my daughter and left. "Thank you, Ellen. You gave me courage." Her words were a lifeline, proof this wasn't for nothing. But she warned me, "Klein's not done. He's loyal to someone bigger." "Bigger than Hargrove?" I asked. "I don't know," she said. "Just be careful." The next day, Klein was found dead, ruled as suicide. But I didn't buy it. Someone was tying up loose ends. Sam and I debated going to the FBI in person, but trust was thin. Too many cops had taken Red Hawk's money. I visited Lily, needing to see her. She ran into my arms, oblivious to the storm I'd faced. "You're a hero, Mom," she said, holding up a news article about Hargrove's arrest. I smiled, but inside, I was breaking. Heroes didn't feel this scared. Sam and I kept digging, chasing this someone bigger Claire mentioned. We found whispers of a shadow figure, a financier pulling strings across the city. No name, no face, just power. The truth was deeper, darker than we'd imagined. and we were still in its grip. The cabin became our war room, walls covered in notes and photos. Hargrove and Tate were in jail. Klein was dead, but the shadow figure haunted us. Sam traced money trails to a holding company, Apex Ventures, with no public face. "This is it," he said. "The top of the chain." We had nothing left to lose. I called Maria, who agreed to run one last story. We gave her everything: Tommy's video, Claire's ledgers, Klein's files. This could bring down the city, she warned. Or us. The story aired, naming Apex as the puppet master behind Red Hawk. The city erupted: protests, lawsuits, calls for reform. Apex's CEO, a recluse named Edward Voss, vanished. Rumors swirled he'd fled the country. I hoped it was true, but doubted it. Men like Voss didn't lose easily. The threats stopped, but the fear lingered. I brought Lily home, promising her normalcy. She asked about the phone, and I told her the truth carefully. "You did the right thing, Mom," she said, hugging me. Her faith kept me going. Sam moved on, chasing a new story, but we stayed close. Claire sent a postcard, no return address. Just a note: "We're free." Rachel rebuilt her life, running Tommy's shelter in his memory. The city began to heal, new leaders promising transparency. I got a job at a community center, teaching kids to read. It wasn't much, but it was honest. Sometimes, I'd walk by the landfill, its stench a reminder of where this started. The phone was gone, turned over to the FBI, but its weight stayed with me. I'd uncovered a truth no one imagined, at a cost I couldn't forget. Tommy's voice still echoed. "A ghost in my dreams, they'll kill me." I'd made sure his death wasn't in vain. Lily and I planted a garden in our tiny backyard, a symbol of new beginnings. As we dug in the dirt, I realized the dark truth hadn't destroyed, might had forged me. I was stronger now. For her. For us. The city wasn't clean, but it was trying. And so was I.